Okay, we're going through a list of countries. I've done several part series on this. We took the countries that had the most visa-free travel, and then we stripped away a lot of those. In fact, a lot of the ones that had the best visa-free travel were actually the worst overall passports because they didn't allow dual citizenship or they had real bad tax laws. So you would have to pay pretty high taxes to get the passport because they're going to require a residency period that's going to lead up to the citizenship. So in other words, you could be paying a fortune out in taxes. So if there was real bad tax laws, in other words, they taxed you on worldwide income if you live there, we left those countries off the list. The countries either had to have a non-dom system or where they tax you based on remittance basis, or you had to have a territorial tax system, or you had a pure tax haven status. And then we took those countries that had the most visa-free travel. But we actually took all the countries in the world and started at the very top, okay, and went down, and we just stripped them away. Just to let you know, these are the ones you don't want to deal with. Either they didn't allow dual citizenship, they're going to tax you to death to get the passport, you got a language requirement, there's all kinds of negatives. We took all this out, okay? And now we're down to the group of countries that encompasses Mauritius, Panama, Grenada, St. Lucia, Ukraine, and Paraguay. They're the ones that we're going to cover today. Now, also, folks, if you want to legally get around high income taxes or how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. Number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. Okay, now let's look at Mauritius. Mauritius, it does not allow dual citizenship. I had a guy that texted me, says, Tom, I'm an expat. The government didn't require me to give up my other passports. Well, there's other things. Maybe you married a national. Okay, I don't know all the facts. Number 2 is the government can have laws in the books, but not make people go by them. Okay, you're supposed to go by the laws. If you don't do it, then I can't tell you what the outcome is going to be, but I'm just telling you that they might not be, for you to get the passport, okay, they might not be requiring you to go and relinquish your other ones. That's maybe on your own, okay? Panama has that. They used to make you go and then get rid of those other passports, and they wanted they got you to sign forms to do it, okay? Panama's not doing that evidently now. Okay, Mauritius could be doing that too. I'm just telling you what's in the Nationality Act. If you got an exception to the rule, I would have to look at and see it. But I'm just telling you what I've read from the Nationality Act. If they don't allow dual citizenship, okay? Now, they've got an easy residency period. It's very difficult to get the passport, irregardless of what anyone's told you. I've worked with lawyers in Mauritius. I'm telling you, it's very difficult to get the passport. And again, you would have to relinquish your other citizenships too. They got a great territorial tax system. In other words, if your income is made outside the country, they don't tax you on it. Would I pick that? No, I wouldn't, because of the reasons I just gave you, okay? There are countries that you can go and get everything that I just mentioned that's a negative, and that's a positive, that's not the negative, okay? And not have to hassle with this. So why go with Mauritius, okay? There are countries that you can get that allow dual citizenship, don't have language requirements. English-speaking countries, just like Mauritius, that have rigorous tax laws that it's got everything across the board. No language tests you got to take. So why go with Mauritius? If you want to go and take the chance and prove me wrong down there, take the trip. Do an international move and put the years in to prove me wrong, okay? Because ultimately, you can get a lawyer that's going to tell you something, but it's ultimately going to come to the point when you apply for the passport, okay? I've had so many lawyers tell me stuff that's incorrect, okay? Either I've tested it myself, okay, and found out they were incorrect. Dominican Republic is a good example. Look at my videos on that, okay? Anything you see on Dominican Republic, 99% of the time it's fake. It doesn't apply, okay? All right, so I would skip Mauritius. Panama is another good example, okay? Panama, I lived there for 4.5 years, okay? Would I advise someone to get residency there? Absolutely not. Okay, I would say no, don't do it. Number 1 is when I applied and went to Panama back, and I was looking at stuff back in the 1990s. They didn't have the internet like they do today. They didn't have me preaching to you, telling you all the disadvantages. man, it was difficult to find out stuff. I mean, even talking to lawyers there on the ground, you couldn't get good information. Now you can get a lot of good information. But they didn't tell me that Panama didn't allow dual citizenship. They didn't tell me you had to take a language test. They also didn't tell me that they said you can apply for the passport after 5 years, but they didn't tell me that nobody gets it after 5 years. It takes you at least 10 to 20 years to get it. I don't know anybody that's gotten in 10 years, okay? The point I'm trying to make is the fact it's not a good decision. If you're trying to go to Panama to get the passport, if you're willing to pass a language test, you want to give up all your other passports, and you're not going to get it in the 5-year period after 5 years. If you're willing to go through all that, they do have a good territorial tax system, okay? But if you're willing to go through all those negatives I just told you about, then that's different. But if you don't want those negatives thrown in, I would say bypass it. There are other countries I would pick, okay? A lot of different countries. Grenada. Grenada, to me, is a lot better, even on their residency. I'm not talking about the citizenship by investment. Their residency by investment, Grenada's got a good residency by investment program. You can literally go there, and they'll allow you dual citizenship. They got good tax laws. They don't have a pure tax haven status. It's English-speaking country. You don't have a language requirement as of right now. It's not predictable in the residency period. Any place in the Caribbean, I'm going to tell you, anybody tells you otherwise, it's wrong. If you go to Grenada, you put the time period in for the residency and apply for the passport, you're not going to get it in that time period. Just multiply it times 2, maybe 3 times, and you'll get it in that time period. But this is true in Caribbean countries, Central American countries, South American countries. Africa's real bad for it. I mean, this is what you're going to have. This is why it's good to get a fast track program under your belt, then go with a residency by investment program in countries like this. Would I pick Grenada? I would pick Grenada over Panama, although Panama's a lot nicer place to live. Grenada's a very boring place to live. There are better choices than both of these. I mean, I've given you examples. You can go through my other YouTube videos on loads of better choices. St. Lucia is the next choice. St. Lucia has 148 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories. Oh, by the way, too, of these countries, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Ukraine all have the same number of visa-free countries, 148 countries. Panama's got 149 countries, one more than the other 3, and then Mauritius has got 150 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival. So I'm basically going down the visa-free travel list, giving you the advantages and disadvantages based on their visa-free travel. And then you can make your decision what you want to do from there. If you want to contact us, we can work with you also on that, okay? St. Lucia has a good residency by investment program, okay? Allows dual citizenship, has fairly good tax laws as long as your money's outside the country. At 148 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival, that's pretty good. It has visa-free to the Schengen countries, okay? But now, it's got, as far as getting the citizenship, going by the residency by investment program, it's not going to be real predictable. It's going to be longer than what they advertise. Trust me, you're not going to get it in the time period they talk about. You're just not going to get it. And this is the frustrating thing. And this is why I tell people, if you're in a rush, go with a fast track program. It's a lot better. One in the Caribbean is the best for the money. I like St. Kitts or either Antigua are the best because there's no income tax. Okay, now let's look at the next one, which is Ukraine. At 148 countries, visa-free or visa-free on arrival. I don't like Ukraine at all. It's got every negative in the book. It taxes worldwide income if you live there. If you go there, you're going to, depending on your age, they're going to want you to get in this Russia war right away. I mean, they're literally, I saw on the TV the other day, actually on YouTube, they're literally watching the border on people that are trying to leave Ukraine. They're literally taking them and arresting them. It showed them on TV. So if you go there and you get residency and you're definitely, if you're a citizen, they're gonna draft you in the army. If they don't draft you, if you're too old, they're gonna go after your children. Okay. If you don't like this war thing, then my whole thing is don't go there to reside. And again, they also, to me, it's just got every negative that you you want to avoid it. Okay. Paraguay is the next one at 147 countries, visa-free or visa-free and arrival countries and territories. Paraguay has got really good tax laws if you live there. It's a territorial tax system. The problem with Paraguay, it's advertised you can reside there for 3 years and then apply for the passport. You won't get it after 3 years. You're looking at 7 to 14 years to get the passport, regardless of what any lawyer tells you. Okay. That's the time period you're looking at. The problem with Paraguay is they do allow dual citizenship, but only with 2 countries, and that's Spain and Italy. Okay, they're the only 2 they've got treaties on dealing with dual citizenship. But it does have good visa-free travel. Has visa-free travel to the Schengen areas. You will have a language requirement on this one, just like you will with Ukraine. Grenada and St. Lucia, to my knowledge, you will not have a language requirement. Panama, you will. Mauritius, if you speak English, you're fine. But the only one, I'll be honest with you, that I'm looking at here that I really like, if you're going after residency by investment and not citizenship by investment, there are only 2, and that's Grenada and St. Lucia. I'm not talking about the fast track. I'm talking about residency by investment, where you go there, reside, eventually you get the passport. Okay, why? Because both of them allow dual citizenship. They don't have language requirements. They've got pretty good tax system. They both allow dual citizenship. They've got the whole ball of wax except the tax system. They don't have a pure tax haven status like St. Kitts, and they don't have the visa-free travel like St. Kitts. And St. Kitts, like I said, is the gold standard. It's got everything, okay? But it's better than these other ones. If I had to make a pick, and if I had to pick between Grenada or St. Lucia, I would pick St. Lucia. Grenada is just too boring of a place. I was there for about 2 weeks back in the year 2000. It's just not the place I would want to live. But if I had to make a choice, and I'm trying to knock all the negatives out, it's better than the other ones I mentioned. Folks, if you want to learn more on this, how to legally get around high income taxes, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button right on your screen right here. You get new videos automatically as they come out. Number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, if you want more help on this. And I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.